So this is totally tangential, but I want to demonstrate one of the cool things about the intermediate value theorem.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Okay? So temperature is a scale that goes like this, I think.
Yep.
Except that temperature is weird because it turns out that physics and math are different things. Physics people, for some reason, believe that there's a left end on this thing.
Right, absolute zero.
Right?
Yeah, because nobody has been able to cool stuff past.
And so this is a weird thing because this is something fundamental about the way temperature is defined.
Yeah.
Right? The way temperature is defined is kind of the total amount of activity in the molecules. And obviously, the molecules might not be moving, right? Like, that's a thing that you can say that makes sense in English. And when you think about molecules as being balls in a ball pit, which is how I think about molecules, that makes sense, right? The balls might not be moving around, so there should be a bottom on temperature, right? Mathematically, that makes no sense at all, right? Because mathematically, molecules don't. Like, there aren't molecules. There's no definition of that word. You guys see that? Like, temperature is a scale, right? It should be a number. For some reason, we've decided that number has to be positive. Right? So the physics is making a little, like...
It's restricting the domain.
Yeah, it's kind of restricting the range.
Range.
You guys see that? Okay, so whatever. Physics, math, differences aside. The question was, is there a temperature at which your brain works best?
Guaranteed by intermediate value theorem.
And this is guaranteed by the intermediate value theorem. Because over here on this end, how well does your brain work?
Not at all.
This is you as a popsicle, by the way.
You're now in stasis.
Cool? Not working. Because you're dead. Right? Because you died someplace around here where you hit like minus 70 degrees. Right? Depending on how long you were associated to this temperature, or exposed to this temperature, it might be less.
What if you were spontaneously turned into absolute zero?
Yeah, then you're definitely dead.
Dude, if you were absolute zero, you wouldn't even be made out of atoms anymore. You would stop being atoms at that temperature.
Thank you. So at some point up here, I think we can all agree there is, at the very least, a temperature at which you are not dead. Right? That's kind of the coldest we could make you and have you still be alive. Right? Oh, maybe I should put this guy.
Dead.
Yeah.
Okay, so not dead. What are you doing right here?
Trying not to freeze to death.
Yeah, literally the only thing you're doing at this temperature is trying not to die.
Or is in stasis.
Yeah, and somehow succeeding at least momentarily. So someplace up here, there's...
Which is actually a pretty nice breadth of area.
So, sure, we can put...
Montana.
A little Florida to the right or something like that.
Summer. Alaska. No, it's Montana in winter. Dead.
Okay, so I think we can all agree that at some point during the year, Montana switches from the not dead outside temperature to dead outside temperature. Trust me.
Does it get negative there in the winter?
Yes.
It gets
Vastly.
negative here in the winter before.
It gets so cold in Montana sometimes that the scales agree.
What?
Centigrade and Fahrenheit meet at minus 42 degrees. And I have seen that. It's not that fun.
It's agree.
For reference,
Yes, it's fucking cool.
at this temperature, I was running a search and rescue call once, and my hands got so freaking cold that I took my gloves off and put my hands under the cowling on the snow machine I was riding, like underneath the plastic, and I smelled that I had put my hand on the exhaust. I did not feel that I had put my hand on the exhaust, but I got to smell it. So that was fun. That's what it's like to be in a survival situation. You know that if you stay in this for a very long time, you will be dead. Right? Like, I have some amount of time, and that is less than the amount of time till the sun rises. It's not a cool experience. So, here's California, where it is always 80 and sunny.
I mean,
Trust me, that's why I moved here, because it's always 80 and sunny. It's sunny, and it's like 80 outside.
this year.
It's a lot closer to 80 than it is to 40 below zero.
Yes.
So,
Back in the years.
okay, keep in mind this scale continues, right?
Yep.
What does it do?
It gets hotter to the point where you get to the other side of not dead.
So at some point, it gets too hot to live, right?
Yep.
Your molecules destabilize and you freaking
I guess we should
vaporize.
make this one the same as the other one. So there's still a not dead, right?
And try not to die.
And then right here,
You shouldn't even have a body.
there's
Not
the
yet.
aptly named Death Valley in the summer,
Mhm.
right? This guy is also trying not to die. You guys see that? And so what have I discovered? I've discovered that right here, right,
It's freezing and therefore not the best place.
so here we're increasing, right? You guys see that?
Mhm.
You guys got that? Right? This is f prime is bigger than 0, where I'm thinking f is really f of t, right? A function of temperature is how well my brain works. You guys all see that?
Mhm.
So right in here, I know that my brain is getting better at thinking the more temperature I add, right? You guys see that? Over here, what do I know about f prime?
It's less than 0. It's getting worse the more you add.
You guys see that? The intermediate value theorem says a continuous function, right, attaining two values passes through everything in between. You guys see that? So I know that my f prime, at least goes from positive to
Negative.
negative, which means it passes through
Absolute maximum.
0.
Right.
You guys see that? Cool, cool.
Mhm.
So, at some point, there is an extrema.
Yep.
At least one extrema exists between not dead because it's cold and not dead because it's hot. You guys see that? So, that extrema is probably where my brain works the best. Is it guaranteed to be the place where my brain works the best?
I think we could guarantee that is the place, but finding it is the problem because we can't guarantee where it is.
Good. The intermediate value theorem doesn't tell you where that is attained. It also doesn't tell you that it doesn't have more than one.
Yeah.
You guys see that? So it could be, and I suspect that it's not, but it could be that the way your brain works, there might be a up and then a down and then another up and then a back down, right? You guys see that?
For some people, could you suppose that their brain works so badly that they... the
That it
net
works
result-
better when they're dead?
Yes, yes, because the net result
I don't think we can make
of
that
all their
assumption.
thinking is negative.
We-
So it would actually be like a dip down, a relative minimum, or an absolute minimum, instead of a max.
So we do have this problem that we've assumed that, yeah, so Manu makes an excellent point, that I'm assuming that the people in Montana in the summer and the people in California, right, are actually thinking better thoughts than they are when they're just trying not to die.
They're dead.
You guys see that? Like, I'm really just thinking about how well their brain works, not what the output is.
To be fair, then trying
You
not
guys
to
see that?
die would be the maximum.
Yeah, because they're focusing
Well,
on that.
it's not brain activity, it's how well you like learn
Okay,
in school.
so
is, like, the premise of it.
The original premise was how well do you learn in the classroom, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that if we made it so cold that you were just barely not dying, you probably wouldn't be picking up Calc 3 very well.
It's a multi-variable too, because it's based on.
Good. And really, right, we've dumbed this down too much because there are more variables here. You guys see that? Which is why we would do multivariable calculus for biology and not single variable calculus for biology. Because biology is not this simple. You guys cool with us?